going on, Grinders? It's Chief. We are in the building. Me and TJ, if you caught the Showdown show yesterday or the 2-game slate, we broke down some Showdown. And we told you we would be back for our regular schedule. And folks, something hit me in my eye and it's burning. So if you see me on camera, I didn't poke myself. I don't know what happened, but something seems to have, I don't know, got in there. But I'm going to be okay. Hopefully everybody's having a good night or a good day so far. And I'm here to tell you guys that I am ecstatic about this slate tonight. What a way, TJ, what a way to bring in Christmas. What a way to bring in Christmas. I'm pumped, TJ, about this slate. Patriots, Broncos, a classic matchup of two teams that were once good in days past. This is like the Grinch that's stolen football, for what it's worth. I'm exaggerating. I'm kidding. I don't like this game at all. It's awful. But we're going to break it down. TJ, how are you doing, my brother?
Doing well. Ready to, dive into this not so great game with you. I do wish we could just swap tonight's game with tomorrow night's game and be a lot more fun if we were breaking down the 49ers and Ravens, but that's all right. We just because the actual football game will be a mess doesn't mean that we can't make some money and maybe just enjoy our Christmas plans.
Absolutely, my brother. And what I'm going to do, folks, for those of you that love RotoGrinders as much as I do, not only do I work for this company, I've used the company's tools, TJ, for years and years and years. And the RotoGrinders tools we're always trying to improve. We're always trying to give you the best bang for your buck. We're trying to help you continue to put more money in your pockets. One of the ways you can do that, folks, get over to our props and pick 'em package, okay? You're going to get access to all the content at a special holiday discount driven by the RG premium projections. The tools comb through your favorite sports books, fantasy pick'em sites to find you the best picks for the best odds. Folks, listen to this. For a limited time, you can get 50%. That's right, you heard it. 50% off your first month by clicking the link in the description below. We've also got Sim Labs. Now, this is something new that we've come out with this year for football. We've come out with it, specifically during the Showdown season. You can use SimLab, which is something that we have available to us here for this Showdown slate, to generate DFS lineups through the power of simulation. It combines data from every aspect of the slate to churn out lineups that match your preferences. In just a few clicks, you can have hundreds of well-built, well-correlated lineups ready to go for whatever type of contest you're playing. Be sure to check out the link in our description. Go for whatever contest type. Doesn't matter. No. All combo and NFL premium subscribers already have access to the Sims tool. So if you're a premium subscriber, get on in there, check out Sim Labs. It's definitely something that could help you tonight. Boy, I love this company. I love working for this company, and I love the tools that we continue to provide to the great fantasy industry of DFS. TJ, let's break this slate down. This one's going to be interesting. I feel like I just want to take all unders in this game, but that's not going to be the case. Things are going to happen. Guys are going to go over, so forth and so on. TJ, who's your favorite captain tonight? We might start this one out spicy. Let's start out spicy, TJ. Let's just get the spice out of the way. We probably can't even get spicy, folks. That's how crazy, that's how bad this one is. TJ might have one. TJ, where are we going?
You want to get spicy off the top on Christmas Eve. It's an ugly game,
give
but
me
you know what?
No. Okay, let's do this.
Look, no. Hey, you want to get spicy? Let's get spicy.
No.
I'm running 4 lineups today, Chief. I'm running 4. My captain in 3 of them is Mike Gesicki.
Oh, my God. Jesus Christ. It doesn't get more spicy than that, folks. Doesn't get more spicy than that. Mike Gesicki, talk to me. Please sell me on this. Please sell me on Mike Gesicki.
I'm building my lineups. I'm trying to build my Javonte Williams captain lineups because that's what I wanted to do. And I'm just not liking any of the lineups that I'm building. And so I'm rebuilding and I'm rebuilding and I'm rebuilding. And I find myself going to 1.6K Mike Gesicki, throwing him in the captain position for a nice, cheap holiday discount of 2.4K. And then what can I do with the rest of my lineup, Chief? Whatever the heck I want. I was going to say whatever the hell I want, but it's Christmas. It's Jesus' birthday. I can't do that to him. Whatever the heck I want. I can play Russell Wilson. I can play Courtland Sutton. I can play Ezekiel Elliott. I can play Javonte Williams. I can play Bailey Zappi if I want to. Hunter Henry is out. There's no Hunter Henry. Mike Gesicki is the starting tight end. We usually get starting tight ends priced around 5K. Why not throw some Mike Gesicki in there?
Oh my gosh. Folks, listen, I think Dante said it. Dante, you get the quote of the night, sir. I think Dante said it best. He said, that's one chip challenge level spicy. I agree, Dante. Mike Gesicki, my goodness. I should have known. Hey, we asked for spicy. I mean, Santa's going to be falling all out of his sleigh with this spiked eggnog that TJ gave us tonight. Mike Gesicki, folks, for the win. FTW. Okay, TJ. So for me, in this particular slate, I look, man. I don't know why I just have this really weird feeling Jerry Jeudy is going to have a day. And it's not really a weird feeling. I don't know who the coach is going to try to take away. God, Coach Belichick. I don't know who Coach Belichick is actually going to try to take away in this game. But it feels like it would be Courtland Sutton. For me, TJ, if Denver's in control of this game, my favorite captain is probably Javonte first and then Jerry Jeudy second. Judy's at 5% ownership, and I know he's had not a great season, but if for some reason they do try to take Courtland Sutton away, he's always one big play away. I know we haven't seen it a lot, but I saw him, I think, last week when they were playing the Detroit Lions, and I can't remember if there was a penalty or not, but I mean, I saw him catch a slant, man, and he was just off to the race also. He just shot out of a cannon. Hopefully we could see something like that similar tonight. So I do like him at captain. Anybody else at the captain that you want to talk about? Feels like Russ will be good, but I don't know. I still think the wide receivers and the running backs may be better.
Yeah, I'm with you. I would rather go with the wide receiver or running back today. Nothing wrong with Russell Wilson. I am, especially on FanDuel, he'd probably be my preferred single entry optimal style guy. But if I'm going less spicy, Javonte Williams is definitely my guy today.
Yeah, absolutely. I can roll with that. I think we're going to go ahead and move to the flex here while there's still time, TJ, because I'm going to filibuster the heck out of this show with all these bad actual NFL plays that we have. I'm not saying they're all bad NFL players, but this game. And just because we're saying that, folks, you might as well go ahead and get ready for a shootout. This game is going to be 28-35 by the end of the night because we're talking so bad about it. Here we go. Mr. Gerg. Oh, this is good. This is good. TJ, we went one chip spicy. I mean, he's going one crumb spicy here. Mr. Gerg says, why play Gesicki at captain when you can play Pharaoh Brown at captain? Sir, my hat goes off to you, Mr. Gerg, if you play Pharaoh Brown at captain. I do believe that the Denver defense is enough to hold Bailey Zappi back a little bit. So hopefully I'm right about that. But here we go. On to the flex. So, TJ, here's for me. I don't really want to play Russ in the captain at all tonight for what it's like. I really don't. But in the flex, man, I think he's a lot better. I just think you need to have Russ in every single lineup tonight. Just from a raw points perspective. You know what I mean? I feel like in a real life scenario, there are only two people on Russ's team that would actually outscore him, which would be Javonte or Sutton. Because once again, Jared Jeudy has not had a great season. I feel like our fantasy points on Ezekiel Elliott are just too high. They suggest that he's going to have a good game, and that they'll be able to move the ball. And he has been involved in the passing game, so that's kind of where he's been picking up his fantasy points, TJ. But generally speaking, I don't like Zeke tonight as long as the Denver defense can continue to hold up here. But I do think Russell Wilson in the flex as a lock button, I think that's the right way to go for me on DraftKings. And then another thing for me, which I know I'm skipping a little bit here, I'm going to value the Denver defense a little bit. I just am. I think playing the Broncos defense tonight is I think it's a good target. I mean, all we got to do is see them hold this offense back. Bailey Zappi probably will throw some form of an interception, so we already got that baked in. I'm kidding, like interception is not guaranteed, but I think this defense is gonna play a couple mind games with him. How do you feel about that in the flex, TJ? Russell Wilson, lock button for me, and then I actually think the Denver defense presents an opportunity for a young quarterback that's been struggling in certain games to have a few turnovers here. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I love that call. I currently have the Broncos defense in 2 of my 4 teams. I love correlating them with my Javonte Williams in the captain. It just works so perfectly. And then I agree. I have Russell Wilson in every team I'm building today. In the flex in each one, but in every team. It's hard to imagine him not since it's not tough to get him, it's hard to imagine him not being optimal today. So if I'm fading a quarterback, it is Zappi, but I also do have Zappi in 2 of my 4 as well. I think you can play him with the Broncos defense. I think they can be in lineup together. I'm all good with that. My next favorite guy that I'm looking to get into lineups today is one of these Patriots receivers. We're expecting the Broncos to win this game. Javonte Williams, loving him in the captain position. Patriots are going to have to play from behind. Devontae Parker. No Juju, they're still undermanned at the receiver position. Devontae Parker is healthy. I really like him for tournaments today.
I don't hate that, TJ. Getting him in at. I just don't like the way these Patriots are set up. I mean, it's bad, right? Because I don't know. So first of all, I don't know if they'll be able to keep up in this game. And I know we've seen them do that, but man, this feels like they're just about to fall off a cliff here. Secondly, is Devontae Parker even going to last in this game? I feel like every game he has a concussion. But I get it. Like, you have to play someone from the other side. And TJ, maybe how I build tonight, or finish building tonight rather, is, and I think this is what I'm going to do. I've got certain guys I'm going to have. So at captain for me tonight, it's 3 guys, TJ, for what it's worth. It's Wilson, not Wilson, it's Javonte, it's Sutton, it's Judy. Those are my 3 captains. Russ is locked in, but I'm going to have one. I'm basically playing those 4 guys in every lineup.
It's Christmas. Make one Gesicki team. Just throw in a small dollar Gesicki team. I'm
going to have some Gesicki. I just can't do it in captain. But
you can do it. It's Christmas.
You're right, TJ. You're right.
There are still look. So we're 17 minutes away from lock. This is actually very valuable information. We're 17 minutes away from lock. There are still 18,000 spots open in the $15 $250K to first showdown game. It's Christmas. Nobody's wanting to do this. So for one, if you've ever wanted to just be like, I'm going to throw in this extra foolish team, we're probably going to overlay the big main contest. So it's worth it. But 2, if you're sitting there bored, 1, you're not celebrating Christmas. 2, you got the funds. You're just chilling. You're not getting together with family. So you got a little extra time. Utilize SimLabs or Lineup HQ. Throw together 150 lineups in that contest, because you're never going to have a better shot to win the first prize.
Yeah. I mean, I totally agree. And one of my good friends, or a couple of good people, I think, in the prop shop, I think it was Mr. Papa Giorgio, prop shop, RotoGrinders truther. Love you, Papa. Said that we needed to hop in, and he told me about the overlay. He asked, was I playing? I was like, oh, of course. I got a Sunday show about this stuff. So hopefully everything will be well for us here tonight. TJ, so let's see if we can hone in on wide receiver, and then we'll move to tight end here. In terms of wide receiver, I know you talked about Devontae. How do you feel about a guy like Marvin Mims, who has like a one big play ability? Not on the field a lot. I mean, I think last week he was on the field, but most of the time he's on the field about 30-ish% of the time, 32, 35%. And then you've got little Jordan Humphrey, who's now kind of on the field about 40 to 50% of the time, I think, or somewhere in the 40s. How do you feel about those type of cheapies, getting them into your lineups?
Will Jordan's proven to be a little bit of a red zone threat, so I don't hate the idea of getting to him especially. If I was playing 150 lineups, I would definitely be including both of these guys, but in the 4 that I'm playing, I'm not getting to either of them. This Broncos offense is fairly concentrated. We know Judy and Sutton are going to be out there. I like the Patriots cheapies better than the Broncos cheapies. So don't get me wrong. If I was playing 150 lineups, I for sure would be making some that have like Ezekiel Elliott at captain. And then Russell Wilson with a bunch of these cheap pass catchers, things like that, with a bit more expensive of a build. In the 4 I have now, I don't have any of them though.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Let's move over to tight end, where we know you love Gesicki. And look, man, at 1.6K, I don't hate Gesicki at all. Anybody else you like here in the tight end range, like Troutman? They mentioned Pharaoh Brown. I do think Pharaoh Brown is going to get steamed tonight at 600. I think it's coming. How do you feel about that?
If I was playing more lineups, yeah, I absolutely love Pharaoh Brown. I just don't find myself really needing the salary. I would way rather go to Gesicki. I don't really get why they have the same projection. Like, that seems crazy to me. But I think Gesicki is going to be the clear number 1 there. I could be wrong, and if I am, well, I'm just going to turn my phone off and enjoy Christmas with my family. But I'm personally not getting to as much Pharaoh Brown, or any Pharaoh Brown in 4. If I was playing more, I would definitely have a lot of him mixed in. Adam Troutman would definitely fall lower on my list, but he'd still make the pool if I was building more lineups, not getting to him in 4 lineups, though.
Okay. Totally understood. I mean, how about Lucas Krull? In any Lucas Krull for any of those lineups, for anybody that's really, really dumpster diving tonight?
Look, if I'm building a ton of lineups, I always am okay with putting a bunch of backup tight ends in my pool, but no, I'm not playing Lucas Krull. J3 asking if we can feel it in our plums at 50 likes. I'll tell you what, we're not just going to give you the feel it in our plums play of the night. We'll give you the feel it in our sugar plums play of the night if we get it up to 50 likes. So should be nice and easy. We got enough people watching. We got like 125 people watching here on Christmas Eve. Thank you so much for tuning in, everyone, on Christmas Eve. All we ask is that you smash the like button for us. We're here providing free content on Christmas Eve. Just hit that like button. It does wonders for us. And yeah, we can get a feel it in our sugar plums play at 50 likes.
All right, my brother. I love it. Let's see here. All right, let's go back to running back, TJ, and let's kind of hone in here. So we've got Ezekiel Elliott, Javonte Williams, P. Ryan McLaughlin, and maybe some Kevin Harris. Javonte is absolutely going to be my favorite. Who's your favorite at running back? And then how do you want to kind of approach that in terms of incorporating that into our builds?
So the only one that is a 100% big main priority for me is Javonte Williams. He is the guy. He is my preferred single entry captain. If I'm not going crazy spicy at like Gesicki, I want to go Javonte Williams there. So he's definitely the guy. Ezekiel Elliott is too, because I feel like he's kind of game script proof. Like, he's still going to be in there catching passes, even if they're down 3 touchdowns. And so while it's obviously better for him if it's a close game, even if they fall behind, I still think he can be involved. So Zeke's 2. The tough thing is P. Ryan and McLaughlin. I like getting to them a lot more in games that I think Denver is going to be falling behind. But I could actually see them getting up so many points that they end up just start using P. Ryan instead of Javonte because they don't want to risk Javonte getting hurt. So I don't hate the idea of like building a team that has Javonte, the Broncos defense, and Samaje P. Ryan. Jaleel McLaughlin is the odd man out for me, but again, running 150 lineups, I'm definitely including him.
Okay. Makes perfect sense to me. Makes perfect sense to me. TJ, kickers. How are we feeling about kickers tonight? We always have the kicker discussion. I do think that there could be some value at kicker here with Will Lutz tonight, just because I expect the Broncos to move the ball, but I also think they could stall out a little bit, TJ, as they get into the red zone, which could open it up for Will Lutz. How are you feeling about Will Lutz tonight?
Yeah, I like the Will Lutz call quite a bit. He is one of my favorite mid-range plays on the slate. Him, the Broncos defense, and Devontae Parker are the three guys in this range I like going to. Anytime there's kickers in Denver, the altitude, you get a couple extra yards there. They're always in play. I'm definitely prioritizing Will Lutz over Chad Ryland, though. I have more confidence in the Broncos offense to push the ball down the field. And then, like, so often we see these sort of game scripts where if a team is leading, they're a little bit less aggressive as they're moving the ball down the field, and they just end up settling for more field goals, taking the points. And I could easily see that being the case for Denver, whereas the Patriots, say if they're down 14-20 later in the game, they're not going to settle field goals. They're going to be gambling all these fourth downs.
Okay. I mean, I totally get it. So there you have it, folks. That is kind of how we feel about this slate generally on DraftKings. TJ, let's go over FanDuel, discuss FanDuel a little bit. How are you feeling about FanDuel in terms of the MVP position? I've got somebody that I love. I feel like we're going to be on the same person, but I am still going to tee it up for you. How are you feeling about the MVP on FanDuel?
16 likes away from the Feel It in our Sugar Plums play of the night, so keep smashing that like button. It's Javonte Williams for me. Like, we got Russell Williams here and Ezekiel Elliott coming in both near 30%. Javonte is the guy.
Yeah, I mean, that's where I am. I think Javonte, if Denver can control this game the way they should, Javonte should have a really nice game here. I mean, he should have a really nice game. So hopefully they can control the game and we'll be good to go. Anybody in the flex that you feel like you really like that maybe off the board a little bit on FanDuel, where on DraftKings they may have been a little bit more obvious?
Mike Gesicki, baby, 7K.
Oh, boy.
Give me some Mike Gesicki on FanDuel as well, coming in 5% ownership. Obviously, we're not playing him at the MVP here. Doing that for salary reasons doesn't do anything for us. But Mike Gesicki at 5K, at 7K, that's my favorite cheapie. Devontae Parker at 8K, that's my second favorite salary saving option here. Those are the two guys that I'm looking to go to make sure I can spend up for Javonte Williams, Russell Wilson, and then maybe Sutton, Zappy, or Zeke.
Okay, totally good. Love it, love it, love it. I don't think we have any questions. I will say Londo here, he said, he or she, excuse me, said the Pats have a good rush defense. I don't disagree, Londo, but what I will say is this. If the Broncos are in control of the game, what you have to understand is late in this game is when I think we get the Javonte explosion. And even still, here's what happens. They get inside the 5, they hand him the ball. He could very well fall in the end zone for 2 touchdowns. Like, that's not out of the question. So while I do understand that, yeah, the Patriots have a good run D, like Tennessee's had a good run D before, like that doesn't mean that fantasy points can't be scored. And this is a showdown where we anticipate one team is going to outscore the other team. So while I do understand your viewpoint, Londo, I do still think Williams also has other ways to score. Like, he is still getting 3 to 4 targets a game as well, which could also open it up for him in scoring in that way. So I don't disagree with you, but I still think Javonte is one of the better plays on this slate straight up. So hopefully that clears it up for you. Judy MVP, that's coming from Blake Murray. I don't hate that. Like I'm more Judy captain on DraftKings, where we're getting the salary discount and it's opening it up for us a little bit. I'm not as thrilled about Judy MVP, but once again, we're anticipating this game to be fairly low scoring anyway. TJ, okay, folks, I'm about to put this in right now. Chief is about to get spicy at MVP. I'm about to get spicy, not at MVP, at captain, folks. I think I'm going to put a Will Lutz captain lineup in. I think I'm going to do it. It's just, if he kicks 4 field goals, he could very well have opened this thing up for us. What if this game ends up being 22 to like 3, TJ? So I love it. I think Will Lutz captain is going in. Thank you, guys. AJ says, just join. Thoughts on Zeke? I don't really like Zeke that much tonight, AJ. But what I also understand is that fantasy points for the Patriots, in my opinion, are going to feel hard to come by. And he's got more outs to pick up fantasy points through catches and rushes, where some of these other guys, they got to rely on Zappy to get them the ball down the field. TJ, what are your thoughts on that? He's just Zeke specifically.
Very similar. I like him a lot more in the flex, as I feel like we're both kind of running some Broncos onslaught teams today. I like him as one of my one or two Broncos players, or 1 or 2 Patriot players today, but I'm not really firing him in the captain unless I was building a lot more lineups.
Okay, sounds good. Let's see here. Try to make sure we see. Oh, Dante said, what about $200 Jalen Reagor on DK? I'm not thrilled about it.
Just don't need to.
Yeah, I don't think we have to. Londo responds again. Londo says Williams has been a mainstay in the Broncos backfield, but he's sharing that backfield with 2 other players. He is, Londo, but most running backs are sharing the backfield at this point. Like most running backs. And here's the thing. When they're in control of the game, it's less of a share. It's when they have to throw and keep up. That's when Ryan gets more touches. McLaughlin has more of a steady role. So sometimes I think we watch the game and we think it's something going on, but it's actually not. So Javonte's got about 50 to 60% of this backfield every game, and Samaje Ryan is in the 30s, and that creeps up when they have to try and keep up. Like he'll be in at the end of the game for if they're in passing situations where they're trying to score, so forth and so on. Jaleel McLaughlin is roughly, in the 15% range. So I hear you, Londo, but Williams still owns the bulk of this backfield. And that outside of a few running backs in the league, nobody owns the whole backfield anymore. Like that's just not even Derrick Henry. Like if you look at Derrick Henry this season, he's starting to share it more with Tajay Sharp. So I just, we can look, we can. I try not to skew numbers to influence you to do something. I try to be accurate in what we're talking about. And Williams is still the guy. Like, yes, he's sharing it, but we expect him to be in control of this game. So, which means he should get pretty much most of the carries, and he'll still have a handful of targets early in the game. Later in the game, I don't expect him to get any targets if they're in control. I expect him to get tons of rushing attempts. Larry says best receiver prop. Larry, I don't know if there's a.
I got you. I wrote one up in my NFL Prize Picks article today, and it's Devontae Adams more than 35.5 receivers.
Oh, Devontae Parker.
That's on that. Devontae Adams more. If you find Devontae Adams more than 35.5, you smash that over. Devontae Parker. He, with the RotoGrinders projections and the Blitz projections, both have him over 40 yards tonight. He's had over 40 yards in each of his last 3 since returning from injury. Positive game script for him. They're expected to be from behind. That's the number 1 for me. And we got J3 and Derek in chat wondering which dog that was on my lap. That was Sonic. Sonic was popping in to say hi just then.
Yeah, absolutely. I've got one that I like. It's kind of a low ball one. So you just have to be able to stomach this. But I think Thornton was at 5.5 receiving yards. I know that's low.
I like that.
That's what I like. I do like Pharaoh Brown more than 7.5 yards. And that's one that was on Prize Picks, I think. So yeah, those I know those are like two low-hanging fruits. I also like Marvin Mims less than 1.5 receptions. Here's why though, TJ. In a game where I feel like they're going to be in control, I don't think they're going to need Marvin Mims running around catching a bunch of passes. So that's kind of why I'm on the less than 1.5. He doesn't pick up a lot of targets anyway. Usually at max 3 targets a game in an offense where they don't throw it a whole lot. So that's one that I am also on tonight. So there you guys have it. And it's 8:14, TJ. It looks like we are getting really close. We're close to lot, but I don't see any additional questions outside of J3 talking about TJ's dog. Now, did we get the likes we need, TJ, to get that feel it in your plums? Because if so, we want people to feel it in their plums.
Unfortunately, we did not get enough likes for the Feel It in Your Sugar Plums play of the day. It is Christmas Eve, though, so I think if we get 40 likes, which means we're only 3 away, we need 3 more people to smash the like button, then we can get the Sugar Plums play of the day. I'm sure we're going to get people who do that. Just 3 more likes. Smash that like button. Chief, you give yours first.
Feel it in your plums for me is Jerry Jeudy. I know I've already said that, but that feels like the guy tonight. I mean, he's had such a weird season. Tonight he gets the Patriots, where we feel like they're going to try to take away Sutton on some of these bigger plays. I think Jerry Jeudy gets us home to the promised land.
I like it. For me, there's no surprise. It's Mike Gesicki, my showdown captain today in 2 lineups. I'm feeling spicy. Pharaoh Brown's probably going to come in and just catch 2 touchdowns, and it's going to be over for me. But I don't care. It's Mike Gesicki night.
Yeah, man. I love it. I love it. Folks, this has been Sunday Night Football's pre-lock show. I just want to thank you guys for joining us every Sunday, week in and week out, inviting us into your homes, hanging out with us. I just want to say Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to everyone that continues to hang out and listen to us. Everyone here at RotoGrinders, on behalf of the company, we just want to thank you guys. And we hope you have a wonderful time with your families tomorrow. We hope you have a wonderful time as you approach the new year. We just, pray that blessings continue to overshadow everyone here. We just want everyone to be blessed and have a good life. And listen, folks, if you see someone that may be having a tough time, I know we see people with the signs. If you feel led to talk to them, just go talk to them. Give them something to help them out. Like, you never know how that could change the course of their life, TJ, just by going and saying, hey, man, what can I do for you? Looks like you may be struggling. How can I help? So thank you guys for listening. TJ, you got anything before we close out?
No, that feels like the absolute best possible way to close things out. So, happy holidays to the people. Have a great night today. Have a great day and night tomorrow. And we'll see you back here on the 26th.
Yes, sir. All right, folks. Listen, I'm Chief. This has been the Sunday Night Football Pre-Lock Show. That's TJ. We'll see you back here next week for more Sunday Night Football.